from the rear tyre. We're now on lap number 10. Next time around, very, very shortly, as we fire into the final corner, this will be lap 11. So these guys may well be just starting to feel the effects of the temperature here in Catalonia, with a big, big moment for Danny Holgado. He just got off the edge of the curve out of the final corner, and that caused that rear wheel just to snake from left to right. All okay though, he was back into the slipstream and he's able to hold on to 4th place.
Yeah, Mario Aggi's pitboard there, you may well have just seen it on the shot. Absolutely no information on it other than track limits, and the mechanic pointing to him and saying, "Think, you've got to be careful of those track limits." We've seen him a few times now where he's gone across the green, and if he does it once or maybe twice more, he will get that long lap penalty, and that at this stage of the race will be very costly indeed.
Yeah, he's got to be careful now, has to be careful. You can see he has been wide, you know, he really has been super flamboyant with his lines, for the want of a better word. He's not been sort of sticking with the rest of the guys at all. He's been wide at places, sweeping through, and as a result he's been onto the green on a couple of occasions. But as you rightly say, Jack, he has to be careful now.
Yeah, it certainly does. He's just popped up on our timing screens that he has officially been given a track limits warning. So not only a warning from the team, and there you go, it's just popped up on your screens for you there. Track limits warning for rider number 16, that is Mario Aggi, the pole man. So he needs to be very careful now as he's going to slipstream down. Oh, no. Sorry, I'll put my seat back in. Jose Antonio Rueda, and it looks as though he's going to dive one back into the lead. He loves that move in turn 10, doesn't he?
He does, he does. Yeah. But then he always goes wide there, and that's going to leave an opportunity maybe for someone to possibly come alongside him. But the beauty of that line is, even if they're able to pull alongside him through turn 11, he's got the inside line into 12, and he's able to block them off instantly. So it's proving costly for the other riders at the moment, the fact that Aggi looks to have such an advantage on the brakes into turn 10. You have to say, if he's 2nd or 3rd on the final lap going into turn 10, it looks like he's going to be a hard man to beat as the 16.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's very confident with the front end of that Honda, but one place where he is struggling is the front straight, as we see the two Munoz boys now flying in formation. Looks as though at least one of them is going to pick him off on the brakes, but once again, just as we say, I shouldn't have even bothered doubting him. Mario Aggi absolutely fantastic on the brakes and holds on to the lead.
Yeah, it was still the 16 that leads the way here in Barcelona. Round 3, the FIM CEF Repsol. 4 laps remaining on our first of 2 Junior World Championship races, with an Indonesian leading the way. He's got a cluster of Spaniards behind him before we have the Malaysian of Saifuddin Azman in 6th, and Scott Ogden still hanging in there in 7th. A great ride this is from Ogden, a best of 8 so far in his Junior World Championship career. So if he can cling on and get himself dragged through to the checker flag, even pick up a couple of spots on the closing couple of laps, this is going to be a best ever ride from the young Brit. Great performance coming from the 26th at the back of this group.
Yeah, it really is. Very good performance. And we see this so often from Scott. He's not particularly a qualifier. This year alone, he's been 14th and 19th on the grid. And then today, 12th, his PB qualifying by quite some way. But even last year, we saw that he often raced much better than he qualified. So certainly a Sunday man, and he's showing it once again here. Although he's just that 10th and a half off the back of the group. Hopefully he can slipstream him on the straight now and get involved with 3 laps to go as we come round next time.
Certainly flying the flag is the former British Talent Cup champion from 2019, of course. That series will get underway very shortly in 2021 with the opening round at Alton Park coming up shortly. Back at the front though, and it's Mario Aggi that still leads the way, and he's just starting to pull the pin, is it? The elastic is stretching at the front of this race, with the number 64 of David Munoz and teammate Daniel Munoz tucked in behind, trying their very best to go with him. The pair of them, the purple machines on KTM machinery, and we seem to think that the KTM just has the advantage on top end speed. They're both tucked in the slipstream, one goes left, one goes right, and they fire their way to the front of this race. But the pocket rocket Rueda, he must weigh, what, no less than 6 or 5 stone, dripping wet through.
Yeah.
And he's no more than 5 foot as well. As you can see on the bike, he's certainly helping him down that start-finish straight.
Yeah, only about as heavy as a couple of bags of sugar, right? He's absolutely featherweight, isn't he? And it's certainly helping him on the straight there, as Mario Aggi's certainly getting a bit busy. Azman's all the way out on the green. I think he got forced out there by one of the Munoz boys. But yeah, holding station for now. And Holgado, look at this, just when it gets down to crunch time, up into those top 2 positions. He's a gamer, isn't he? He really is a proper racer.
Yeah, Holgado just always seems to find his way back into the top 2 or 3 places when we get into the closing laps. Hiroshi Ayama, pensive.
Yes.
I think is the best way to put it.
Certainly, yeah, looking very nervous. And of course, Rafael Ayala actually instrumental in the development of all those guys under his wing. Trains with them, gives them advice, everything. So certainly he will have told them 100 times what to do in this sort of scenario. So Mario Aggi really, well, he's armed with very good knowledge indeed, and certainly very good performance on the brakes. As we see him now coming down to turn 10, he's going to dive bomb Daniel Munoz and up into fourth.
And this will be a warning shot for Mario Aggi, both the 13 of Marco Tapia and the 19 of Alessandro Morosi. Tapia in 10th, Morosi a little bit further down the field, have been handed long lap penalties for track limits. So Aggi has to be careful here. He will be handed a long lap penalty if he continues to go into the green stuff. Ever since been handed that warning, he's been keeping it on the tarmac and not onto the green stuff. So let's hope that can continue. With now just 2 laps remaining here in Montmello, and it's Rueda that leads the way from Munoz and Holgado. 7 riders battling it out for win, and all 7 of them have an equal chance at victory here.
Yeah, look at this, about 4 or 5 abreast. Holgado right on the outside. Look at David Munoz looking across at him, and it seems as though Holgado's just swept it over the nose and into the lead, but he's in a Munoz sandwich with them first and third.
Daniel Munoz hits the front then, but he's wide through turn 3. A chance for both Holgado and David Munoz to come through, but he'll hold on to it as we come up towards turn 4. Here comes Holgado looking up the inside. No way through. Oh, big moment. Big moment for the race leader, Daniel Munoz. The front end went from beneath in them. He's just able to hold on, but he's dropped back down to 6th place as a result, and Holgado will hit the front.
Yep, new pair of undercrackers, please, for that man. That was a huge moment. Fair play trying to save it, but it does mean he's got a whole load of work to do now with a lap and a half. Let's see Rueda, he's making a move down up into the inside at turn 7. He goes up into P3. And we have a yellow flag at Marshall Post 2, but that's not going to affect these guys on this lap at least. So hopefully that is all sorted by the time we get... Well, it just pops up a crash.
Yeah, incorrect graphic, that one. The 64, David Munoz, is still there in 4th place. Here's a dress rehearsal for 1 lap time. Holgado hard onto the brakes. Wow. He just about gets it stopped. The rear end kicking out there, and he absolutely parked it. There's Clement Rouget, just been helped away after crashing out at turn number 2. Back at the front now, and it's still Holgado that leads into the final sector for the penultimate time. Let's see if that gas machine has got the legs to be able to take him to the start-finish line in case it's a drag to the flag in 1 lap's time. Here we go, Holgado out to the final corner. Aggi gets a good run. Has that Honda got the top end to be able to draft its way past? Here comes the start-finish line there, and that gas machine has got some legs on it. It looks as though Holgado, if he leads out the final corner, surely will be able to make it 4 in a row, but he's got problems. Yellow flags waving. Yellow flags were waving there, and Aggi has hit the front, and it looks as though he wasn't the only man to move through, with David Munoz also going through. So let's just bear that in mind here. Mario Aggi has hit the front, but he did make his move to hit the front with yellow flags clearly waving.
Yeah, so there may well be some doubt cast over this result at the end of this lap. But look at that, 4 abreast, and wow, who was that? That was Holgado being pushed all the way out. So championship leader, the man that's won 3 in a row, going for 4. He's all the way back in 6th. He's got a lot of work to do now. And even for Holgado, this may well be too much.
Well, he's got a target on his back as the championship leader, and you could see that there with both Estrella Galicia boys, Asman and Rueda, nudging him out of the way. Asman has come from nowhere. He's sort of kept in the shadows of this leading group, but he's up there in 4th. He's just had 3rd stolen away by the 17 of Daniel Munoz. Meanwhile, the fight for victory is down to these leading 2, Mario Aggi and David Munoz. Daniel Munoz there as well. Aggi is going to be so late on the brakes here. You're going to have to be a brave man to outbrake him into the final corner, but here comes Munoz. Contact between the pair of them. He pushes them wide, does Daniel Munoz, and there is disappointment in the junior talent team box. A chance at victory blown for Mario Aggi through no fault of his own, and suddenly into the final sector, and it's Asman that leads. The Malaysian has hit the front, lurking in the shadows for the majority of this race, but suddenly he'll lead them into the final corner. Rueda, his teammate, will look to squeeze through on Munoz ahead of him, but victory for the first time in his Junior World Championship career will go the way of Saifuddin Asman. What a race, what a victory for the Malaysian.